IVC, Dale Gatefall 33 here, and this is a thread response video to the Show Your Stones thread that's been going around. So I thought I'd have a go at that. So I think I've gathered a fair amount of my stones. I haven't brought my Rolling Stones books and DVDs into this. I'm just showing music, apart from I'm going to show this, which is the exhibition, Rolling Stones exhibition. So I went to that with my wife in London a few years ago. It was a really good, great exhibition. So I also went to the Pink Floyd one and didn't get into the Bowie one, got turned away from the Bowie one. That's a different story. And so yeah, but I thought the Rolling Stones one was really good. It had it sort of started through sort of showing some of their first, there we go, it's probably in here, some of their first contracts, lyrics. So they had them on display. I don't want to trash this. No. They had on display early books with lyrics in, contracts that they'd signed. Then they had mock-ups of rooms, like where they stayed in bed sits and the like. From the early days, they had those mocked up as if that's where the Stones would have found their creative energy. Then it went into, there was quite an extensive collection of the instruments, particularly Keith Richards' guitars and other guitars, and then they had a mock-up of the studio, with a lot of the the recording studio, and where obviously a lot of iconic albums would have been recorded, and then also a very large collection of stage outfits from the live show. So yeah, it was really interesting, really good. So that is the only book I will show. So on to, where shall I start? I shall start with singles. So this is an EP, 5x5 EP that I have, and then these singles are all Decca singles, so I won't spend too much time on them. So there's Come On, I Want to Be Your Man. So Come On backed with I Want to Be Loved. I Want to Be Your Man backed with Stoned. Little Red Rooster backed with Off the Hook, which is a great song. It's All Over Now backed with Good Times, Bad Times. The Last Time backed with Play with Fire. I Can't Get No Satisfaction backed with, oops, don't lean on that, Spider on the Fly. And then Paint It Black backed with Long Long While. So there's some of the singles. I may have some of the later singles, not many, but they'll be in a different box and I haven't got that out. Put those over there. So onto the albums. I'll start with this, and I'm not going to show all of these. So I did get the mono box a few years ago, so that will have all of the albums, UK and US releases in mono, from the Rolling Stones debut album through to Let It Bleed. So it's got mono versions of Beggar's Banquet and Let It Bleed in it. But I'm not going to show every one of those albums. Trust me, I've got them. Right, so starting with then the albums, and this is a bit of a hodgepodge. So this is a comp, an early comp, the Rolling Stones, Around and About. I think this is a French. This is a French press. It's quite beat up, the cover. Obviously you can see the See the track listings there. It's quite, the vinyl's is in great condition. Cover's a little bit beat up. Then I've got an original UK Out of Our Heads, which is in nice condition, and for some reason I've got a spare disc for that as well. I think I got a disc. Oh, I know what I did. I've had real trouble. Aftermath has been the bane of my life. I think I've had 4 original copies of Aftermath. None of them have been right. And I did buy an Aftermath that had Out of Our Heads in the sleeve. Rookie mistake. And then I've bought 3 copies where one was trashed and the other 2 skipped annoyingly. So although I've still got them, they're not playing copies. So I do need to try and get an original Aftermath at some point. He says I don't need to. I've got it the mono from the mono box, but I'd like to. This is a nice original Get Your Yayas Out. Great live album. And now we're reissues. So this is I'm not going to get this out. This is a stereo reissue of Beggar's Banquet toilet cover issue. So I haven't got a. I think my other mono box is also the toilet cover seat, so I haven't got the invitation cover. A stereo Let It Bleed reissue, nothing special there. An original Sticky Fingers with the zipper removed, but it's a really nice pressed vinyl. I have got a zipper cover one as well, but the cover's a bit, so while the zipper works and everything, all the front it's all chewed up on the spine, and the vinyl's okay. So I've got that as well, and I have got the I don't want to get this out. Do I want to get this out? I can't get this out. So I've got the deluxe reissue, which I'm not going to lift everything out, so it's a top loader recent reissue. You can see what it's got in it there. So that's got the original album plus bonus material, alternate takes, single versions, etc. That came out a few years ago. I'll put that down there so it doesn't interfere with the correct records. And then I've also got, again I won't get it out, the this was the Half Speed Mastered Exile on Main Street. So I've got that. So I should say Sticky Fingers is my favourite Rolling Stones album. Yeah, but yeah, there's lots of good stuff. Then I've got Goat's Head Soup. This is an original with the inserts, which I won't get the inserts out. No, I won't get the inserts out, otherwise this is going to go on forever. And It's Only Rock and Roll, again an original of that, UK original. Right, let me move these. Bring in the next batch. Start to lose the order here a bit, I think. So, oops, that's not going to work. So this is from the Vault, Live at the Marquee. I've got the complete From the Vault series on DVD, but I've only bought a few, well, two in fact, if I'm going to be truthful, 2 of them on vinyl. And so this is obviously Black and Blue. Sure everyone's, so I've got that. I showed this recently. So this is an original, band cover. Again, I'm not going to try band cover version of Some Girls UK, and Tattoo You. I just showed this very recently, so this is a bigger bang from 2005, so I'm not going to dwell on that. Then I've got this, which is Some Girls Live in Texas 78. This is a trifold with it's got a DVD in it, and it's on it's got one transparent red and the other one's transparent yellow, I think. I'm assuming from the cover artwork. I shouldn't have got that out. Now I've got Blue and Lonesome from a few years ago, and then I'm going to regret this when I have to come and put it all back. So then I've got the sort of anniversary edition of Her Majesty's Satanic Request, or is that what it's called? It's what it's called, or no, their Satanic Majesty's Request. How do I forget that? And this is the one that hopefully it's a beast. So it folds, so it's quite a thick kind of a deluxe box, and what it's got in it, it's got stereo and mono, so it hasn't got any extras really, because it's got stereo and mono vinyl and stereo and mono CD in it, but it's quite a lavish, nice package. Then this is absolutely fantastic. Oh, hype stickers gone everywhere. Okay, so this, I became aware of this when it's come out in 2015. This is one of the from the vaults, but I didn't even know it happened. So I heard about it in 2015, and the only place you could get it then was as an iTunes download, and so this was my first ever iTunes download. I didn't then do a lot of downloading, and particularly not from iTunes. I do quite a lot of downloading now, but mainly from Bandcamp. So this was my first album download, and I listened to this a hell of a lot on headphones when I had it on, kind of obviously only as an MP3, and then so when it came out on vinyl, I bought it. So this is Sticky Fingers live at the Fonda Theatre to 2015. There's a DVD as well, but yeah, this is fantastic. Considering it's 2015, it is almost like a note perfect live version of the Sticky Fingers album. On the vinyl, they tack a few extra, so it's almost I think it might, don't know if it is the full show or almost the full show, where they tack a few extra tracks on, and they play it in the order, the tracks in the order that they intended the tracks to be, rather than they ended up on the album. So interesting. And then these three I've just rescued from the garage, so they were purged. Good job there haven't been any car boots, and I've not been out buying or selling car boots, because I kind of keep changing my mind. So I watched Shannon D's, and I think I've said in a previous video, I kind of stop at the kind of 1981, and I've been very, very picky past that, but I think Shannon kind of bigged up some of the later stuff that I thought, oh, do you know what, I'll give it another chance. So I've rescued, oh yeah, no pun intended, I've rescued Emotional Rescue from the garage. So this is a nice UK press of that. I've even rescued this, although whether it'll actually go back quite soon I don't know. I've rescued Dirty Work. Shannon seemed to think there was there's some good in there. And I've rescued Still Life to give that a spin. I've heard this is just a bit of a kind of lifeless live album, but we'll see. Okay, so let me move those. Right, we're just left with the CDs now, and this is a bit of a random. Yeah, I realise I don't have as many on CD as I thought. I've got quite a lot of them digitally, so you can work out how have I managed to have lots of albums digitally and I haven't got the CDs. We won't go into that. So Voodoo Lounge. This is Jump Back. I mean, there's some random best ofs that, you know, I don't really need to have because there was better best ofs. So I do have digitally the Gurr and the Rolled Gold, and I thought I had Rolled Gold and vinyl. Maybe I did. Maybe I've missed that. And 40 Licks. So I've got them digitally. I think I've ripped them and then I've just got rid of the CDs for some reason. So yeah, I don't know why I kept these, because these are inferior. This is a bit another inferior, what's it called? Rewind inferior kind of comp. I've got the 2-disc On Air, which gives some of their early BBC performances, and then put this in some kind of semblance of order. So we got, for some reason, England's newest hit makers. I've got that. I've got Out of Our Heads mono, I think that is. I've got Aftermath UK. Let It Bleed. Sticky Fingers remastered. Exile on Main Street. Exile on Main Street Deluxe. Oop, postcard's going to fall out. Goat's Head Soup, and It's Only Rock and Roll. So that's it. And I have got the Goat's Head Soup. I've got the double vinyl and the double CD pre-ordered at the moment. And yeah, and I watched the video, Paul Mescal, the video Scarlet, last night. Cracking song. Cracking videos. Like if you've watched the series Normal People, the video was like an episode of Normal People squeezed into 3 minutes 50 seconds. But yeah, it's quite interesting. Yeah, so I'll stop there because I'm now rambling. Yeah, so cheers, take care, bye.